What's up, dudes? Chooch out here on the INMOTION v13, bringing y'all some riding footage on this thing. We'll be cruising, doing various terrains and whatnot, and I even go over here and get in trouble riding it. One of my favorite little test tracks. But anyways, stay tuned for the rest of the video. We're gonna have some good times riding on this thing. I'm gonna tell you kind of some features I like about this thing, some key points about the INMOTION v13. If you're new to this, I'll kind of give you all the full rundown on it and tell you all about this wheel. But I'm really enjoying this thing, and you see it's handling great on the trails. These are some fresh new trails that I wanted to show you that I'm riding right here, and I even came across a spot where they're building even more trails, and I'll show you that in the video as well, which is just cool to see that there's just so many trails and even more trails being built. And this one right here is one that was completely new to me. Oh, check this out. This is coming up right here. This is at the REI in Denver, and this is a cool little test track. I was actually over here one day, and the security guard was like, "Man, that's awesome." He's like, "Do another lap for me," because it was like a he was like working after hours. It was just like, I guess, the security for that area, and he was just like, "Man, that thing's awesome." And then I came over here this time, and you see this is just like, if you're gonna buy a bike on the inside of the store, like it's like a outdoor store where they sell kayaks and fishing stuff and bicycles. And if you want to buy a bike, you can come out here and test drive it on the little track. But no one ever uses it really. Like honestly, I've never, even on like a busy Saturday, ever seen somebody actually test drive a bike on it out here. But I come over here and rip it around, like ride around on it a little bit, and I never really had a problem. But all of a sudden, they sounded the alarms on the inside. I heard the sirens go off, and then they told me this guy came over here and he kicked me out of here. Just like, all right, yeah, I'll leave.
I'll leave. No, you're good.
But they did. They sounded the alarms, bro, on the inside. It was like, you get to get this kid out of here. But anyways, I dipped out of there and headed on. Now I'm about to go. This is on. Where is this at? This is the pretty much like the Highland neighborhood over in Denver. Pretty much approaching like the Highland neighborhood. If I cross over I-25 up here, that's exactly where I'll be. But this is just a little excerpt from I got a new video coming up of some good urban riding around Denver, and I know a lot of you like to see that because that is where, you know, predominantly a lot of people that ride EUCs are riding most of the time is in the city, you know, to be able to commute and, you know, have fun with group rides and et cetera, et cetera. I really do just like trail riding. It's just like one thing I just seriously enjoy, but I do like city riding on the V13 more so than any other wheel, just because it has enough speed to be able to just use the whole city to your advantage. And so I got more city riding coming. That's a little quick edit right there I wanted to preview for you guys for the next video. But the V13, what I was saying is it just has enough power to be really fun in this city. There's not a lot of other wheels, man, that just have enough power that can get you up over that 45 mile per hour mark. You know, and even in a lot of the narrower city roads and whatnot here in Denver, and probably in a city near you if you live in America, people are just hauling ass. And you gotta have, and that's why you see these people that are riding these road bikes and stuff, man, and they're just ripping it through traffic. And like these people riding the fixed gear bikes and stuff, man, they just haul ass on them. It's because you have to, man. You gotta, if you want to be able to get in the gaps of traffic and keep up with cars, you gotta be absolutely flying. And that is the advantage of this wheel. It's really, really smooth, and it's really powerful. And you can really get going fast on this thing in the city, and you can pretty much do any type of terrain with it, even fast city riding where you need that top end speed. It makes it safe, in my opinion. And you know, you got to wear your gear, you got to know what you're doing, and you got to be a good rider to ride it fast in the city and be able to predict everything going on and whatnot. And it really is something. Like if I commuted every day in the city, you know, it'd be one of those things where, you know, you're not going to get lucky every day, and every day is not going to be, you know, going right for you. So you just got to adapt and, maintain what speed you're comfortable with however good you're riding, and you know, calculate that. You don't want to just be going like an idiot every day full send on this thing, you know, just because you can with the power. But having the extra power there, even if you don't need to use it, like that's why a lot of people always say on these electric unicycles, like, oh, I don't need one that goes that fast. Well, you know, do you, just because your car can go 120 miles an hour, do you go 120 miles an hour everywhere? Probably not. But having that extra speed there can be very beneficial in some scenarios. Like, I'm telling you what, you see a car that's like, if you're trying to make a right-hand turn, for instance, and somebody is making a right-hand turn, you know, a few hundred yards up to your left, and they pull out, and then you're already started pulling out. If you're on a slower wheel, you know, you're not going to be able to catch up to speed fast enough, and if they aren't paying attention, that could be a bad situation. With the V13, you can just pull out and just hammer down, accelerate, and be out of the situation and be completely in a great situation, just out of the danger zone is what I'm saying. And that instant power on this thing, and the smoothness and the speediness makes it a great city wheel. It's one of the top-notch ones. I mean, I would like to try like the Master Pro, for example, or like another 22-inch big wheel like this, but I can only assume they're just great city machines. Once you get used to the weight of it, and once you get used to, you know, the overall heaviness of it, if you're not having to take it in and out of public transport or whatever, and you're only riding your wheel, I mean, at this point, most people are going to just be riding their wheel. Like, they have so much range on it, and they go so fast now that you don't really need to have to link. Like, back in the early days of EUCs, it was common for people to ride, like, to the train station, for example, or ride to the subway station and then get on it and then, you know, finish your commute that way and then use it as like a last mile vehicle. But I think all that's kind of changed now to where people are just getting on these things and just riding them all out completely to their destination. And the only time I would see where you wouldn't do that is like in the winter, winter time, where you want to be able to get inside the subway or the train where you're out of the elements, you know. And that would be the only time you would want like a smaller wheel, in my opinion, in the city. For the main part, man, like for city riding, the bigger the wheel, the faster your acceleration, the higher your top speed. Having suspension, yeah, I think all of that's just great benefits, honestly. And I'm like, you see that I am liking it for the trails. I really am, guys. And I do like the suspension setup on the V13. I know I've said that in other videos, but I do like just how it's not like a pogo stick at all. It doesn't have like the pogo stick effect that the V11 had. It's just way more, it feels way more refined. The suspension works. If you're concerned about this and you're worried about getting one, like if you wanted to have a suspension wheel with like maybe a spring in the back of it, like the S22 Pro, or if you wanted to have one with like the air suspension, actual like mountain bike style reservoir in the back, like the Master or a lot of the B-Goads, I was the same way. I was like, I kind of like the old school suspension style. I like the spring. I like the, you know, having the air shock in there, and where it's not just completely the suspension's not completely made by the EUC manufacturer in the entire realm, you know, in its entirety. With the INMOTION, it is like INMOTION has their completely unique design. It's completely unique to what they've made, just kind of like B-Goad did with the B-Goad EX. But this one is way better, in my opinion. It is one of the top suspensions, like for this style, where it's kind of in both sides of it. It's right, you know, your feet are really engaged with the suspension on both sides of the wheel. I don't know how. It helps with preload. Like, I was wondering how to explain it, but it really helps with your preload. And I think if I had a chance to take this on some big jumps, like big dirt jumps or some big, you know, even like steel jumps that have a nice kick to them with a big solid landing, the motion to jump this thing would become really natural. After a few times, it would really work. I mean, just the takeoff, the landing on this thing for gnarly big jumps would work well. Now, granted, you don't want to be jumping this wheel onto just flat ground, but you could jump some serious booters and land on the downhill side of them. You know what I mean? Like, just like your smooth transition dirt jumps. and you could go big on the V13, just because it has crazy speed. I mean, if you took this thing full speed up to just a massive gap, man, you could clear just a ridiculous. And look at this, they're building more jumps over here, or more trails. See that whole little side of the mountain? I was checking this out on the way back. That's going to be a new trailhead right there that goes up. But dude, they were literally building brand new trails all over the place. And this is in Colorado Springs, guys. And I'm telling you, out of every place in America, the best place, if you want the best place to live, to ride electric unicycles, I'm gonna put you all on game. It's Colorado Springs, by far. By far, man, because they have a great urban riding scene. Like, you actually have like a city. Like, Colorado Springs is its own independent city. You know, it's so big actually that they got their own, you know, like weather station and everything, independently from Denver. Like, you know, it's on track to be bigger than Denver in the next like 10 to 20 years, actually. Colorado Springs is. So they're building trails everywhere. And you saw that they're building even more. And this is like a prime weekend day where you would expect it just to be packed out here and just people to be everywhere. But there's so many trails everywhere that it disperses everybody so well. So there's just, and they're super cool out here. Like, there's just so many people out having a good time, but it's all dispersed very well. You got, you know, your paved bike trails, you got your open trails like this, you got your single track trails for dirt bikes. Man, it's just awesome. And then even big fire roads like this where you can just get on it and haul ass and open it up and go top speed out here, you know, right in the foothills. And it really is the best place to ride, man. It has a network of everything you could possibly want to ride. Sure-runs, one wheels, e-bikes, and electric unicycles. Like, it is just the mecca for it. I mean, better than any place, because, I mean, if you look at the map of the United States, there's, like, up in the Northeast area, you just have to go so far to get any good trails. If you look at, like, down in California, everything's just completely packed. If you want to go ride any type of hiking trails or off-road stuff, it's just going to be packed full of people. You get down in like the Arizona, Las Vegas area, it's just too damn hot most of the year in the summertime. And you got like a few months like right now where it's okay. But other than that, man, like on the Front Range and then up in the mountains in Colorado, the problem with that is you only have like 2 or 3 months up there where you can ride trails because it's just covered in snow all the time. It's just iced up. You know what I mean? So Colorado Springs really has the perfect climate and just crazy trail network, man. Check this out. This is coming down right here on another trail out there, and it's just, they got like good drops, and everything is like rugged, but not too like torn up and not too rutted out and everything like that. I like having some ruggedness to it, where it's not like you're riding some just groomed, easy little trail. I like having drops like that and having, you know, some technical stuff to ride. But I don't like it where it's just ridiculous, you know what I mean? Where it's not fun to ride, where it's just too chunky. You got too many rocks and shit, you know? Like, that's kind of a perfect mix. And then you got like varied terrain like this, where you got completely different type of rocks and dirt to ride on, all in the same area, which is just awesome. Check this out. That was a whole little flow trail right there that went down as well. There was like 2 of them side by side. There was like an upper little flow trail and then a lower little flow trail right there. now to finish it off, this trail was actually where my most viewed video was filmed at. This is the trail where I took the veteran Sherman on back whenever I first got it, and I really didn't expect. That was literally the first. This is the first place I brought the veteran Sherman to ride, was around all these trails, and I really like. I can compare this thing very well to that, because the only other wheel I've rode on these same exact trails is the veteran Sherman. And I was riding that thing all out, you know, and just loving that thing, because man, the veteran Sherman was just cutting edge, and it still is, man. That's why people are still buying the veteran Sherman. You know, the OG Sherman, as a lot of people say, is what I have. You know, they got the Sherman Max now, which is even better than that, but the Sherman is a top quality wheel. Like, and I still recommend that. If you want to get like the Sherman, I still recommend that wheel. If you want to get the V13, I highly recommend it. You see, I haven't been able to tear this up. This thing has been, you know, just a top quality wheel. And if you see a wheel continuously ridden by me in video after video after video, it's because I really like the wheel and it keeps working. And it's that simple. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, keep making videos on the wheel or anything like that. If it doesn't work, I can't make them, you know. But if the wheel keeps working and I get joy out of riding it, I keep on riding it. And guys, I got a lot of different hobbies and stuff. I like to ride motorcycles as well. You know, I like to do a lot of things, but I genuinely love riding this INMOTION v13, and it is, you know, the wheel I go for. I, you know, go on specific adventures. I plan rides, and I absolutely have a total blast with the INMOTION v13, and it does it all for me, and it does it all very well. You can ride on the road with this thing. You can ride, you know, every type of terrain you want to. The torque is fine. Once you get your power pads dialed in, guys, your torque will be perfectly fine. And once you get used to how you got to ride this thing, you won't be worried about that at all. It is awkward. It is heavy. Stuff like this, like kind of like even stopping on like an upslope like that, where I'm trying to like let somebody by on the trail. Stuff like that is just because it is a heavy wheel, can be awkward, man. And that's just one thing that some people may not like about it. If you're a newer rider, definitely you're going to be turned off by that. So that's why I say don't get this as a first wheel. I've heard some people have, and they've been, you know, elated with it. They really like it, but they do know kind of what they're getting into before they do it, and they've done their research. But if it's your first wheel you're getting, you can definitely get something lighter weight. And guys, I say this in all my videos, whatever wheel you want to get below, if you use the links, I greatly appreciate that. I'm not trying to tell you, because I mean, there's all other wheels out. You got the you know, the veteran Patton. That is a sick wheel. I really think that is an awesome wheel. You know, I'm not still telling y'all to get the V13. If y'all want to put in a pre-order for that, if you want the V13, if you want to get the S20 or S20 Pro, S22 Pro, or the S19, any wheel out there, really, you know, there's some great options. But I am telling you, I've been very impressed with the V13, and it's stood up to the test of time. And I'm not BSing you on that. It's going to be a wheel that I, you know, continue to grab and continue to go for out of all other wheels, and continue riding it. I really enjoy it until I find something that performs better, has suspension, you know, and I can get an equal amount of range out of. And I am liking the range on this thing, guys. Like, it is way more range than I was really used to with a lot of my wheels, if you think about it. I came from riding the V12 high torque. I came from riding around a lot of wheels that didn't have, you know, this much range in it, 3,000 watt hours. So it's not been a problem at all for me with the range, for sure. But I do want to definitely try the veteran Patton. I want to try the B-Goat Extreme whenever, man, the B-Goat Extreme looks sweet. So if you want to put in your pre-order for that thing, I think that is going to be one of B-Goat's best wheels they've released in years. So definitely, whatever wheel you want to get, guys, I'm not, you know, trying to tell you, you got to get the V13 and, oh, yeah, it's great. I am telling you, it's continued to hold up through ridiculous riding. This one currently has like 1,500 miles on it right now. And just because it had, you know, some mileage on it before it came to me. And so I'm just telling you, it has literally 1,500 miles on it. I've been thrashing it. I've been jumping it. I've been very hard on it, like all of my wheels, and it just keeps going. So I think that's what a lot of people want to know, is because you're spending a lot of money, you know, and when it comes to an EUC, you want a quality product, especially now, man. Anything over $3,000, I'm skeptical. I'm just like you guys, you know. And it's usually, I mean, when the EUCs were like $2,000, it was like, okay, you know, I don't have to do too much research on this thing. It's like I can get it, you know, and ride it hard, thrash it, and, you know, in the next year or two, get another one. But not the case anymore. This is something you want to keep, man. Like, it'd be like getting a dirt bike. You're not going to get a dirt bike and just, you know, keep it for a year and, you know, and move on to the next thing. You want to keep your dirt bike nice. You know, if something goes wrong with it, you want to fix it. If you want to get the quality product, you know, you want to get a quality machine. And the V13 is, man, the V13 is something that has longevity to it. It's something you'll have for years and years to come. I really think that over a lot of the other EUCs. So that's probably the best way to put it. But like for right now, when it comes to EUCs, man, like I'm gonna put y'all onto something real quick. The EXN is on sale from Rev Rides. They're doing I don't know what kind of damn sale is going on over there, but the EXN is the lowest price I've ever seen it, guys. It's like, I think it was like $1,299 if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, or I don't even, something like that. Yeah, that was such a low price. I literally just had to go look and confirm that I was right about that. Seriously, if you want an EXN high speed, it's on sale right now from Rev Rides for $1,299. The lowest price I've ever seen an EXN, guys. That is crazy. And you can also use the discount code and stack on top of that, chooch 50, CHOOCH 50, all together, all lowercase, chooch 50 at Rev Rides. And that discount will also go on top of that already, and you will be able to get a brand new Bigo EXN high speed. You can use for racing, you can use for road rides, you can use to do pretty much everything. That's like the hybrid wheel. I still love my EXN. It's never given me a problem. It's a great wheel. Got the Shinko 244 on it. Man, can't go wrong with it. But that thing, you can get it for, it would be $1,249 out the door, guys, if you use the code chooch50 combined with that spring sale that's going on right now. I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know how long those are going to remain in stock at that price, but that's a crazy good deal if you just want to get into the hobby of electric unicycles, or either if you're trying to replace one or get a, you know, a race wheel, anything like that. The EXN high speed is just a do-it-all top contender, and that is a steal of a price right now if you want to pick that up. But for the guys out there that have been looking at the INMOTION v13 and have been just wondering, you know, and they've been wanting to see the long-term reviews on this thing. They wanted to see how it would hold up over time. They didn't want to be, you know, the batch one guys, as they call them, of the v13. I can tell you straight up, man, this is just one of the most phenomenal wheels I've ever gotten to try. I can tell you that just everything about it, I'm impressed with it. The handling, the build quality, it charges fast, just the quality of the products that it comes with, the quality of the packaging, the way everything is shipped to you, everything on this wheel, man. Like I've seen how the brand new ones are shipped out, and they come nicely packaged and wrapped up. The box you get is nice. How everything is set in the foam of the box. Everything is just top tier professional, top quality when it comes to the INMOTION. They're really trying to set the bar high and, you know, be like the Husqvarna, the KTM, and whatnot of electric unicycles. I mean, they really are trying to be the top tier of them, and you can see that in their product. But if you want to pick one up, guys, any electric unicycle, anyone out there, make your choice. You know, I'm just telling you that the V13 has been great, showing y'all that in the videos. But if you want to pick up any EUC of your choice, use the links below, whether it be a pre-order or a purchase. It helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. It's been Chooch. I'll see you dudes in the next one. Peace.
Man, this thing is great.